This episode of the Ace and Hole podcast is brought to you by Anchor by Spotify. Now, us here at the Ace and Hole podcast, the entire time we have been giving you guys pro wrestling content, news, everything has all been powered by Anchor. Anchor is a great user-friendly platform to be able to get on. Even if you have no ideas how to run a podcast, Anchor is such a good tool to use. The analytics that they give you are so in-depth. You can see who's listening, where from, their ages, the age gaps, percentages, average listens, everything, all on the dashboard, very easy. And you simply can't beat it. It's user-friendly look, feel, everything, which is why we're here at the Ace and Hole podcast are proud to say that we now and will be powered by Anchor. Hello and welcome to a special Christmas edition of the Ace and Hole podcast. And hey, if any of you are looking for any last minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I'd like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, floor-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotted-lipped, worm-headed, sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Ring the fucking bell, holy shit.
Welcome to the Ace in the Hole podcast.
What the fuck just happened? God. I was sending a text message when that was going on. I don't know what just happened.
That is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation for all of you.
Oh, God.
We watch that every year.
Every year. That was weird.
I was not ready for that.
I doubt anyone else listening to this was.
Oh, God. I love that so much.
I would like to point out that no one was prepared for that. He said we just needed to sit back and relax. I was sending a text message when that started. I don't know his boss's name, so I thought he was legit going off on his boss.
I'm just saying, I think I did pretty good.
Very good. Mr. Griswold would be very proud.
Clark Griswold would be very proud. But anyway, after all of that, we're here.
Only
it's
if
Christmas.
I get to be Cousin Eddie.
Shitter's full.
Yep.
It's Christmas. Happy holidays. And we got a pretty cool gift this week. We hit 50 different listeners, and we're over 100 plays. As you heard just before, we have a sponsor now. And forgive me if my voice is a little shaky from here on out, because I just did one hell of an intro.
Oh, that was great.
Bear with me. I still got an hour and a half left of this, so...
That was perfect.
We're so into the intro, he killed his voice for the rest of the episode.
But as you heard, we have a sponsor now. It's Anchor! It's not a corporate sponsor. Well, Anchor's partnered with Spotify, so corporate-ish sponsor, but you know what that means? I get my Rhea Ripley pegging shirt. And since we hit 100 listeners, the video episode will be coming shortly. I don't have a webcam. I switched to a completely different PC. I'm not on my laptop anymore. I have to go out and get a webcam. And at the time of recording this, we're recording it very early in the week compared to when we normally do. You won't know that, though, because we're uploading it normal time. But that explains why we hit 100. We aren't doing a video episode this week. Hopefully, maybe next week or the week after, we'll get one knocked out. I'll have a webcam. We can get it done real quick. Also, really fast, we say this every week, but thank you so very much. 100 plays, absolutely crazy. Just blows my mind every single time. We're getting international listeners now. It just blows my mind. I love every single one of you that listen, whether you've listened to this episode or every episode, or a handful, or if you're listening for the 4 minutes that this is in, I don't care. Love you, appreciate you. But joined with me as always, I can now take a breath. I can breathe now. Joined with me is Cliff and Eli. How are we feeling this week?
I'm trying to come down from the high that was the intro at this point. Damn.
That was a very...
I'm telling you, get me in the ring with MJF, fireworks.
I am tired.
Yeah, shoved up your ass.
Okay, listen up here, Enzo Amore, the real one. No one wants to see you in the ring with MJF.
I think everyone does, though. I think it would be magic.
It would be something.
Yeah, so was Houdini, but guess what?
Hey, Houdini was a big fucking deal.
Magic is the lies you tell your eyes.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest draws of ever. You think of magic, you think of three people. David Copperfield, David Blaine, and Houdini.
I thought for sure you were going to insert your name into that and leave out David Blaine.
I was waiting.
No, I love David Blaine. David Blaine's so cool.
I was hoping for it.
But when you think of best podcast hosts, you think of me. You think of me. So
Wait.
I mean, it all evens out.
Bob.
But
Joe Rogan.
Oh God, no, not on this podcast.
Bro, Joe Rogan has some crazy stuff on there. The Alex Jones.
Frogs.
That podcast isn't too bad. Logan's Paul podcast is pretty entertaining. I don't listen to it a whole lot, but when I do, it's pretty entertaining.
Mr. College Football himself this year, Pat McAfee. Sorry, do I need to stop listing?
He's always entertaining no matter what he does. So, but getting into what we're doing today, special Christmas edition, we've got our own Christmas lists for the pro wrestling world.
I broke my list. Sing Favudores to get them.
Favudores.
Eli, stop.
Yeah, he said we didn't have to. I broke my list down into one for each major company and then just one extra one. So I've got one for WWE, one for AEW, and one for NJPW, as well as my little extra wild card one. I don't know how the other two did it. They're on their own volition. They're grown adults. They can make their own decisions. But that's pretty much all this week's going to be. Very chill, very laid back. Just discussing what we would like to see in the world of pro wrestling.
We haven't.
Now, who would like to share? Huh?
We haven't hit the 10-minute mark yet. When we do
the
video
we gotta
episode,
keep filling.
Yeah. Well, when we hit the video episode, we got to make sure that we remember not to show products in the thing because I just held this up.
I'll say I quite literally think you are the only one that would have to worry about that.
Completely spaced. Well, he's wearing a T-shirt. A sponsored T-shirt.
It's Cultaholic. They'd love the publicity.
I can't wear this either.
I'm wearing a Dirt Late Model Dream.
I say that,
shirt.
But Austin's already dropped my phone number and where I live in 2 different episodes. This bitch trying to get me swatted.
When we get big, Eli is gonna be in so much shit.
You say when if that's gonna happen.
I have faith.
You can't bake on things that have no for sure outcome, though.
I'm not banking on anything.
I mean, I can't believe.
Online gambling makes my bank account go away.
Hey, you keep my online gambling out of this. God damn it. If I want to lose money online by using a VPN on stake.com, then let me fucking do it.
My bank won't let me. If they find out I'm online gambling, they will drop me.
It's
I signed a contract.
Indiana,
no, it is not.
My bank has in the contract that they will drop my bank
online gambling specifically is illegal in the U.S. We're talking like online slots, online blackjack.
Sorry.
all of that.
I can't
I
even
thought you
do
said sports
fantasy
betting.
sports.
I can
can't
online
even do
sports
that.
bet.
Yeah, sports betting's different.
Yeah.
I can't even do
But
that.
like virtual slots, virtual blackjack, virtual poker, just live game shows where you bet actual money, all of it is completely illegal in the U.S. And if you want to get access to it, you have to use a VPN in order to do it. And you have to buy money through crypto.
I feel like
and
somebody
have
just
it-
sold themselves out in this podcast,
and have to sift. No, I just know how it works. I just know how it works. There's actually a really good YouTuber I watch, Exposed, the Code Man. I love him. He's so cool. Such a good guy. Such a cool guy. But I mean, yeah, if you were ever interested in online gambling, that's how you have to do it. But I mean, who wants to go first? We're almost at that 10-minute mark. We've fulfilled our normal filler. Who would like to go first? And I am touching my nose.
So that makes it you,
you-
Eli.
son of a bitch. I was looking at my phone again. Damn it.
Eli, you can start with whatever company you want, whatever wish you want.
I'm gonna start with.
We're just doing this how.
I got
That's
my
also
wish
who I had at the top of my list.
immediately. I got my wish immediately. I can go to New Japan if you want.
I don't care. This is your list, buddy.
I'll go with. No. I'm gonna say.
You're always
Japan.
complaining about how you don't get enough time to talk and all that stuff. So
No,
I'm giving you the floor.
Last episode, I complained that your bitch ass started throwing a fit that me and Cliff didn't know how to segue into it when we didn't know what the hell we were doing because we didn't fully go over everything before the episode, and you ain't eating with this freaking no camera on. That's on you.
Hey, no need to yell. No need to yell. Simmer down now.
This is a Christmas episode, Eli. It's the Christmas
Yeah,
special.
we're all supposed to be happy and
Joyful.
holidays and Saint Nick's coming down your chimney.
I don't have a chimney, though.
He's coming down a different chimney.
Oh.
Eli, will you be able to start your list, or are you going to be laughing too much?
Alright. Fine. New Japan. My wish. Stardom is officially with New Japan now. I want to see a major matchup with a mixed tag. And you have the IWGP Women Champion, IWGP Heavyweight Champion against whatever number of contenders at the time in a mixed tag match. Winner take all match. It would be amazing.
You might not get that until Wrestle Kingdom next year.
I don't
like the year after.
But as long as they build up into it throughout this year, I'll take it. I would take it. That is something I feel like they could do phenomenally.
That would be a pretty big match, regardless of who's in it.
Imagine that headlining night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. Oh my god.
Well, they don't do 2 nights anymore.
They're gonna do 2 nights in 2 years. Damn it. Let me dream.
It will be 2024.
Biggest year in pro wrestling.
No, they're gonna do.
We
3
haven't even
nights
hit the
in
end.
2024.
We gotta go ahead and wrap it up now. Short episode.
Down road
Final
catching
words.
Stan
Hole
Hansen's
and
doors.
ace.
Good night, guys.
Podcast. Hey, whoa, wait a second.
I almost got away with it too.
Hey,
You can't go distance Stan Hansen like that and expect to get away with it around these parts.
no.
I would have let it slide, but hey, Eli, hell
If I
no.
can't shit talk Parker Bodo, you can't shit talk Stan
You
Hansen.
can't even say his name right.
I don't care to learn it. When was the last
That
time he
is
was on
true.
TV? When was
he
the last
hasn't really
time?
given us a reason to remember it. Bro was big
Fair.
in MLW, and now he hasn't really done a whole lot. And if you can even be big in MLW.
Well, at least he's
Austen?
big muscle-wise. He has steroids shrinking
What's
his penis.
number 1 on your Christmas list?
Well, since Eli started with NJPW, I will also continue with NJPW. This is going to be a very hot topic one. This will be a very critical one. I can already see Eli loading up. This is going to be tough, but they need to re-sign Kota Ibushi.
Shut the fuck up.
They need to re-sign him.
No.
That is
No.
a must.
No. He ruined himself with New Japan.
Last I remember, this was not your Christmas list. This was mine. So I have the floor. So can I please explain? Kota made his name in Japan, obviously, and he, as recent of this week, he said AEW has sent him big offers. Like he has, and he wants to start his own promotion as well. So if that's what he does, yes, he wants to start his own promotion. As well as he said AEW has been sending him giant offers. So if he hasn't accepted the giant offers from AEW, or if he hasn't considered them very much yet, he must still want to be in New Japan in some way or capacity. Whether that be like a show-up main event, like Wrestle Kingdom and their major events, whether that's show up like twice a year while wrestling for another company, like AEW.
He's the Odell Beckham of New Japan.
He cannot get out of New Japan. He needs to stay in New Japan in some way, some capacity. And he's too good to just not be used. I know he's got all that stuff with the contract and all that going on right now. But he needs to... I feel if he comes over to the U.S., he'll be a big deal. But they might not know how to use him. Because last week we talked about how strong style and all that doesn't really translate well over into the States. Because it's two different types of pro wrestling. He'll be a star, but he won't be as big of a star as he would be in New Japan. So I think it's crucial for New Japan to either re-sign him or get him back in some capacity. Maybe the promotion he starts up has some kind of collab. Maybe it's like a dojo for New Japan or something. Something like that. Eli, I have explained my piece here. You can go now.
I can go now? I can go now.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to turn you down?
No. I'll stay calm. I'll stay calm. My problem with this man, while he was under contract during New Japan's recent struggles, this man went out of his way to wrestle for companies when he was asked not to. Companies that are against New Japan, rivals of New Japan, trying to take people away from New Japan. He wrestled for other companies. He was suspended.
Did you ever think
because of this? His contract has been put on hold because of this. He went behind people's backs who gave him an extra boost in his career. When no one else wanted to pick him up, New Japan picked him up. And he turned his back on them. That is my problem with Kota Ibushi right now, coming back to New Japan.
So what I'm hearing is you're talking about him like he is a way more talented and possibly better looking Mandy Rose. I mean that's how you sound. That's how you're explaining it.
If that man wants to start an OnlyFans, that is his choice.
That's nowhere near the same. I was talking about breaching contracts.
Pretty much, yes.
My thing is, you don't know what Ibushi's thought process was. You don't know. Maybe he was
admitted
struggling.
to it.
Oh, I get. It's no secret that he did it. I'm not saying, oh, he didn't do it. This is a giant theory. He definitely didn't do that. He did it. But you also got to think from his perspective. Just like the same thing with CM Punk. I think I'm not on CM Punk's side at all. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, but the thing is, you have to think about it from their perspective as well. So, like, maybe Ibushi was struggling as well, money-wise. Doubt it, but you don't know. NJPW was struggling. Maybe he was struggling because of it.
He was the main event
push. That doesn't always mean big money. You can be trapped into a bad contract. Maybe that's what he was dealing with. Maybe it was a bad contract. Or maybe there was some kind of misconception of sorts. I don't know. Highly doubt it, but you've got to play both sides here. I can see where it's a bad thing, but you also can't afford to lose them.
DDT.
That's where I'm at.
I'll work around this. DDT Pro Wrestling is working with New Japan more. If he goes back to DDT, and they do an invasion angle with DDT, with Kota Ibushi leading it, I don't have no problem with it.
See, and that's why I'm saying, like, he doesn't need to be signed exclusively to New Japan. They just need to get him in some capacity. Like I said, maybe it shows up 3 or 4 times a year. Pulls the Brock Lesnar schedule. Whatever it is, he just needs to be in New Japan in some way, shape, or form. And that is my New Japan Christmas wish. To see Kota Ibushi on my screen once again.
Now
Cliff?
that it's a paid subscription.
Yeah. Cliff, what is your first Christmas wish? You don't gotta go New Japan if you don't want to.
I'm gonna go to the worldwide sports giant in WWE.
I'll probably say Impact Wrestling.
I thought he was going to say
No.
AEW.
Combat Zone Wrestling.
GCW?
MLW? NWA? N4K?
AAA?
Who? CMLL.
Woo. But no, I'm gonna go to WWE.
Pro Wrestling Noah?
And
Renard Dubois?
WCPW? Oh no, 5-Star Wrestling in England.
Defiant.
If anybody gets that reference, that's...
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My Christmas wish for the WWE is to have the titles split from Roman Reigns. He can still keep one of them. That's fine.
I need a new wish.
Both shows need a major title.
Did you say you need a new wish?
Well, have you seen the teaser of the Young Rock show where it shows The Rock in the future has a Universal Championship sitting up there?
Yeah.
Don't put it too far past Triple H not to slide an Easter egg in.
I'm just saying, I don't know how they're going to do it now that the Money in the Bank isn't a thing, because I saw that as the easiest way out for them. It just, you can only cash in on one belt. So,
but you couldn't have Theory beating Roman in any way, shape, or form.
You have Theory cash in, and then whoever Roman was originally fighting pins Theory, winning one belt.
Or you have Theory get Roman out of the ring and pins the opponent that Roman beat the hell out of.
Either or. But I really want both shows to have a big belt, so that way we can have two.
They need it.
Or they could just make another title.
They need to get rid of the Universal Championship.
Unvault the World Heavyweight Championship again.
Bring back
that
gold.
would be bad.
The big gold eagle belt that Cody was talking about bringing back forever ago. Before he, tore his pec completely off the bone.
Yeah, just bring back a title. If you want to keep both of them on Roman, just bring back a title. Bring back the 24. Bring back the giant, ugly ass green belt.
Oh.
The WWF Championship?
WF, yeah.
Yeah, the triple WF. Yeah, no.
The Worldwide Wrestling Federation belt.
But yeah, that's my that is my Christmas wish for the WWE. Is that we can have more than just the bloodline reigning over WWE. Is that we can now have two major stories. The bloodline can run SmackDown. Have Sammy beat Gunther or some shit like that.
I don't know. I think they're too late in their push to do something like that to where they collect all of the gold.
I saw somebody predict that Roman was going to hold the belt for like 9 more years.
Please don't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was going to beat Bruno Sammartino.
He can beat Bruno's early record. Like his 800-day whatever it is.
But no one ever needs to beat the other one.
I was ready to say the super long one, the one that he's known for. I don't think that can happen in like today's wrestling age.
Well, they could get away with it.
Careers aren't long enough for that, I feel like, though.
Well, because a lot back then, they didn't care.
Yeah, it wasn't big enough. Like, there wasn't enough stars, and it wasn't as well, like, enough known. Sorry.
There was big stars.
I'll try to put it together, but...
They just didn't have as many shows where they were defending the belts and stuff. I don't even know how many title defenses he had on that championship.
That'd be a good thing to look into.
I'll stall for time while Cliff's looking it up, it seems.
No, I'm good. I'm looking into the Kota Ibushi stuff.
Yeah, the old... My thing with the old title, the way it was and everything, they just didn't... I don't know how I want to word this properly. They didn't defend it non-stop, kind of like what people nowadays want it. There wasn't always this pay-per-view at the end of the month or after the 2 months where they were defending the belts night in, night out. There wasn't a Clash of Champions or WrestleMania stuff. They would go around and have these random, like, tent matches where you would have your matches finally in it.
Yeah, you'd have, like, some local jobber facing Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, it's not like it was these big events. And so you look at it nowadays where it's a storyline going into a championship match, and you'll have the champion open challenging all the way to the pay-per-view, or there'll be a couple of defenses where the champion wins the match by disqualification or loses the match by disqualification, but he still has the title, so his opponent will fight him at the pay-per-view. You had these build-ups. For them, it was, okay, you guys are going to have this show. Maybe down the road we'll also have this show. Then we'll have this one. And it wasn't as built up as what we have nowadays. So there's a different world of wrestling now from where it was then to where it is now. So it wasn't these major defenses as what we have nowadays. So Roman carrying it on to that 2,000-day reign, something that shouldn't happen. Will they? I don't know. No one knows, but they shouldn't.
I definitely don't think they will.
2,000.
They're getting too much pressure from. They're getting too much pressure from the networks and such. Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, so combined, it was 4,040 days. His second title reign was 2,803 days.
Well, Eli, what is your next wish that you would like to get to?
I'm gonna go over to AEW.
What is your wish for jolly old St. Vince?
Jolly old St. Vince needs to go die in a hole. Going on to AEW though. This one's gonna sound so bad, and it doesn't even have to technically do with wrestling.
Oh no!
It's more so behind the scenes of wrestling. And for AEW to succeed fully, they need to get this shit together, but I don't think Tony Khan needs to be at the helm. And
so you want...
My wish...
Am I getting this right? Is your wish that Tony Khan is not running the company anymore?
Is that Tony Khan is no longer running the company and or the head of creative.
Oh my.
I just don't
That is a blistering hot take.
Could you imagine it, though, as if, like, a former wrestler like Daniels does it or something like that?
It just... And they could. And it's nothing against Tony as a human being. It's... What we have seen on AEW recently has been just absolute nonsense. The MJF stuff, perfect.
Oh, wow. Nonsense.
I just keep there's certain storylines that make no sense at all. Okay, you bring back Hook. Why put him with Jungle Boy? Makes no
To
sense.
fight the firm.
Okay, that makes no sense. What did Hook have to do with the firm?
Because,
Where?
I don't know, maybe Hook's a good guy and doesn't like
Okay, but that
seeing people like that.
when
getting
did
beat
Hook
up.
become? When did Hook become this face?
He
He's
was
always
never
been
a heel.
face. Yeah.
But he was never a face either.
He was with Danhausen, for Christ's sake. What do you mean?
Yeah, I want to forget about that partially, but at the same time I don't. It was like a fever dream. But see, that's the thing.
It was definitely something that should have never happened, but it ended up
They
happening.
they could have built him with Danhausen. Instead, Hook disappeared. He comes back with whatever the guy's name is. Disappears again. Now he's back with Jungle Boy. Why is he not getting a single push? You
There's
look
gotta
at
be some
Abaddon.
personal reason behind it
I
or
was probably
something.
say there's definitely probably something going on that they don't want us to know about.
Well-
Maybe he keeps getting injured. Maybe it's personal stuff. Who knows?
Or
It could be
okay,
anything.
Here's something to put out there too. Hook is actually closer to your age than mine, Austin. So maybe he's just being protected while he,
that, or he's
fully
still
learns.
too green. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
because we only
that
see him in
totally
squashes.
could be it. So this could be his first real push is with Jungle Boy. Well, not necessarily push, but first real, like, certified program.
The FTW championship matches he had were good matches. None of them I really thought were a terrible match. I thought they were all pretty decent matches.
But there
I
also,
thought-
but there could be worries about if he can go or not, because those were all relatively quick matches. They weren't
there is
very
that.
long matches.
I will give it full on that.
They could be dragging their feet on that because they're afraid he can't go. He's still really young. He hasn't done a whole lot. They could just be afraid because don't quote me on this, but I don't think he did much before AEW.
No, he was a professional. No, he was a collegiate lacrosse player.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
So-
joking about that.
Yeah, so you're talking about someone who barely has any pro wrestling experience.
Okay.
And he's on, like, arguably the third biggest pro wrestling company in the world.
So let's move on to a different thing that happened. Daniel Garcia. I have not been silent about this since it began to when it ended. The man could have had a single push, an amazing single push. I'm not saying he's having a bad push either right now. It was built up. Multiple shows. Turning his back on Chris Jericho, moving on to a singles push, singles career. I didn't need him put with the BCC. I didn't care about that. The problem then became
Now, there's
he turned back on them and joined back Chris Jericho after he turned on Chris Jericho for the championship belt in a way that made no sense and completely disrupted any character growth as a wrestler he has. And where's he at now?
Now, my thing I want to say, it's not necessarily counting your point, but you're talking about all these stars that have been put down, not pushed, all that. Look at all the stars that AEW has made. MJF,
I'm not saying that
Ricky
they haven't.
Starks, Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
But they have been get put with amazing people beside them and against them all the way through.
And do you think this boils down to a Tony Khan issue? Or do you think it's just an AEW issue overall?
I'll fix my statement then. The AEW creative needs to get together and fix what they are doing. Because Abaddon has been amazing. And yes, they are injured. I understand that. When they were not injured, they had so much popularity. People online were wanting them to fight on Dynamite and Rampage. And instead, we aren't seeing them there. Instead, we see them get injured on Dark and Dark Elevation. We see them not getting any push at all to any championship. Why is somebody that your fans want to see not getting pushed onto TV? Why is somebody who does really good in the ring not getting pushed onto TV? They still partially have the mentality that WWE is trying to get rid of again, of how certain people have to look. TNA had the problem, WWE has had the problem, NXT has had the problem. I understand it comes with all of the companies, and they have to work it out to not be looking at wrestlers that way. AEW is at that point with some of their wrestlers. And creative, I'll fix it. It's not Tony Khan fully. I'll fix it to creative. Creative needs to stop looking at that and nitpicking it and move on to, okay, they're good in the ring, they're good on the mic, people want to see them, we need to push them. Or at least put them in a storyline to where we can use them in the future.
Well, you won't get any arguments from me on Abaddon. Possibly the biggest Abaddon fan out there. But I do agree with you. I'm just saying, like, to an extent, at what point does it stop being a Tony Khan problem? And does it start becoming an AEW, like, vice president, EVP problem?
Oh, and they're not in the clear either. They're not in the clear either. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and them are not in the clear. No. They have booked themselves to the top of the mountain when they shouldn't have been. It's ridiculous. They should have...
I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks.
Well, I know. Trust me, I know. But they shouldn't... It's... Tony Khan, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega need to get things figured out. Cody left because things were in a tizzy. Hangman Adam Page is probably going to end up leaving.
Yeah. Lo and behold, as soon as he left, things got 1,000 times worse.
Exactly. I don't see Adam Page renewing his contract with them when it comes up. I just don't.
I don't know. He could.
He could.
I feel like his destination is very much up in the air.
But I'm kind of hoping he doesn't. Not because I think he'll do some good somewhere else. I just think he's going to flounder too much in AEW to stay. John may not.
I would like to see a lot of these ex-WWE guys go back and see what they can do under Hunter. Which we were talking about before the podcast, how a lot of these releases have come back and they've kind of floundered. Kind of underperformed, underproduced, and all that. Which that would be the initial worry with like a John Moxley or a Chris Jericho, is that they're in the twilight of their careers. They go back to WWE, they underperform, and it's just kind of like left a bad taste in people's mouths and such. But like bringing in all these stars that AEW has built, like Ricky Starks, like MJF, which is almost a certainty at this point. Like Hangman Adam Page, all of these, I feel like it's very much Steel Cliff saying once again, 2024, if that's when all the contracts do run up, it'll be very interesting to see who pans out to what company. It's going to be
a free agency mayhem.
But this...
Yeah, agreed.
This segues perfectly into my wish for AEW, which is chill out with the ex-WWE guys. For the love of God, fucking stop.
Well, that's what's destroying some of the creative, is they keep pushing these guys that are from WWE.
Like, I'm fine if you want to sign the occasional... Like, Moxley was a great sign for him. Jericho obviously was a great sign for him. But Jericho had been away from the WWE for a while. So it wasn't like he straight up just like left WWE and went straight there. That's my biggest problem.
He got permission.
Is that people are looking at AEW as an alternative to WWE when it's not. It's different. It's completely different. Like Paige, dumb fuck, this past week said that she saw AEW as an alternative for WWE. That she said that when people get released from WWE now, they aren't upset anymore. They're happy because they can go to AEW. In what world are you happy by getting released or fired from your job at the biggest company that you could be at in the entire world for what you do, and what in that makes you think that that is a good thing. Fucking chill out with the XWE people. You don't need them. You can build these stars yourself. MJF was right. MJF was right.
I'm just happy I'm not the one
Was
going
MJF
off on
ever
Paige
not
this
right?
week.
I'm done with Paige. I'm fed up.
Just so happy I'm not. It wasn't me this time. And to answer your question,
Apologies to everyone listening to this on a high volume. You should know now to
I
not
had
listen
my
to us
headset
on a
up
high
loud.
volume, but I mean, it's just chill the hell out, bro. You don't need it. You don't need them. You've got your company is already in the dog shit the way it is. You don't need to be bringing other people in to mess up the locker room, to mess up backstage. People think they got a bigger ego just because they were in WWE. You don't need it. Let them fucking go. Keep signing the indie darlings. Keep bringing them on.
I actually have something to add to this. We have a saying at work, because I'm part of the hiring process. If they're looking for a job, there's probably a reason for it. People usually don't leave jobs. People usually get fired from jobs.
Holy
So,
shit.
if there's a reason that they are applying to you and you're not hunting them, they're coming to you, there's usually a reason for that.
Okay.
Alright, what were you saying? You were having your hand up like we were in school again.
San Martino successfully retained his title 653 times, including 62 defenses in MSG alone. I apologize to Bruno San Martino. My man. My man defended his belt.
600 times.
My man
600
did the
times
work.
in like 4,000 days.
My man, he did the work. But, see, why can't we have champions like that? AEW, WWE.
Because it's not possible. We just talked about how this isn't possible in this day and age. We just had like a whole 15-minute segment over it. What do you mean how isn't this possible? Cliff, we have all this dead air. You need to fill it. What is your AEW wish?
Well, I am nothing but filler, so I will not be giving you my
You're
AEW wish.
mid.
My AEW wish is my last wish because it's the hottest wish on my entire list.
That's why I saved WWE for last.
I will, however, give you my NJPW wish. My wish for New Japan Pro Wrestling is that, for the love of all that is holy, give me a new faction. Make them more evil than the Bullet Club. Make them slimy. Make them unable to be cheered, which means I'm going to cheer them. Give me something new, because you've had Chaos, LIJ, Bullet Club. Suzuki Gun's going away.
I was about to
It's
say
going to be a
Suzuki Gun's
hole.
gun force. So
Give me a new faction, please, for all that is holy.
Well, between the ones you named, Chaos was a heel faction when it started. LIJ was a heel faction when it started. Those are your two baby faces there now. Bullet Club is no longer full-on heel. It's no longer full-on face either. It's kind of that in-between. They cheat, but they also
I feel
are
like they're
entertainment.
I was about to say I feel like they're trending more towards like a more heel side now though.
Yeah,
with Jay,
almost.
with Jay White running them, and then they got rid of Tamatanga, who people are starting to like.
Yep.
So they're definitely trending in the correct direction if you're wanting that uber heel stable.
Grand
I would also like
heels.
to say I didn't know LIJ was faces now. I assumed that they were still heels
No.
when they came out. So
they're one of the factions that they get cheered so much.
They were so
by the
good
fans.
in the ring
Yeah.
that it didn't matter.
So they may still do heel tactics.
well, that's Tanahashi, isn't it?
They fall on. No, that's Tetsuya
LIJ?
Naito.
Naito. Okay. Well, they
Mostly
wrestled
not
each other.
Bliss
So I
Digimon.
got. Yeah, they wrestled. They wrestled each other on the when I watched. I got them confused. My apologies.
You're fine.
Very safe. You showed me pictures. I would know
Yeah.
who they were, but
So Grand Bash Heels is still around, but they're not really a heel faction, even though the name is Grand Bash Heels. Whatever. They're not really. United Empire is your like full-on heel faction.
I mean, yeah, but there's only like 4 of them. It's not a group.
You got
yeah, it's
Hanaya,
Will, Aussie
Okan,
Open, and then one more.
Aussie Open, which is 2. Cobb, Will Ospreay, TJP, Akira, Gideon.
Oh
think
yeah,
there's one more guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they wrestled in
Yeah,
a
there's a
they wrestled
whole
in a
bunch of
4v4 match on whatever you call it, on the
Which-
last pay per view they were at.
Congratulations, Okan, new Rev Pro World Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, there's like almost 10 of them now. So that's like your only
So
heel faction ultimately there. So they do need somebody new.
so then, Cliff, if you want this, who would be in your heel faction?
Personally, and
I was about to say it is your wish, so it
this is
would
gonna-
be personally.
this is going to be needing some very, very heavy help. Give me Adam Cole, the Bucks, Redragon, I think, the Undisputed Era, along with Tama Tonga.
But Tama Tonga
Not-
isn't a heel anymore.
He turns heel. Not Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga. And call them, the Outsiders or some, generic shit like that. Play them up as this Eastern invasion, Western invasion, whatever you want to call it, and have them wrestle, the American style. Basically, the original Bullet Club.
I thought you were going to
Style.
go a completely different way with that.
Uh-uh.
I thought you were going to be like, Suzuki Gun's
Wait.
gone, but Suzuki Gun wrestlers could still be in a group, and you're going to put Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer with, like, some random deathmatch wrestler, and like, Nick Cage joins up with, then you have, like, freaking,
Hey, I'd be all for that.
Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins or some shit.
Hey, it's
Like, I
Matt
was-
Cardona, all right? God damn it!
Hey, you call him Cesaro still. I can get away with that, you jackass. But, like, I was expecting some random out of the door when you said, I may need some help with this. And then you said that, I'm like,
Speaking of which,
they're not even signed.
Speaking of which, is beating the shit out of the Young Lions at ringside, is that just like an ongoing gag?
Basically,
Like, is that just, I was ready to
For
say,
who?
because, like, anyone, really.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean-
no. Young Lions, they're out there just to get the shit beat out of them.
Like Lance Archer came out and, like, just beat the shit out of anyone that was near him. And,
Yeah,
he jumped, he chased the commentator off. I was like, okay.
That's Lance Archer.
Don't know what's going on, but
That's just Lance
That's
Archer.
basically
Go
the
off, I
job of
guess.
the Lions, is to just bump.
It's awesome. I love them. And those people get put into factions themselves.
Yeah, they, graduate into factions.
You either get put into a faction immediately,
Also,
or you'll be sent on
I also
excursion.
like how they...
Yeah, your foreign
Also-
excursions.
I also like how they wrestle in all black as well. Like, they don't have a gimmick, it's just wrestler.
Well, yeah,
Because
they
they're not
believe
that yet.
that you should learn your craft first and then go.
When you come back,
But
you have your gimmick.
Eli, what is your last main Christmas wish on
Oh,
your
I'm gonna
wish
get some
list
shit
for
for this
the
one.
for the pro wrestling world?
All right, Eli,
See?
I'm reloading, so I'm ready.
You should be at WWE now, correct?
I'm on WWE. I could go with I want DIY back. I want Johnny Gargano to be world champion. I want Ciampa to be world champion. I want them both to be tag team champions. I want the Miz to
All
get a world
those
title
very
shot.
mid options.
I want Dolph Ziggler to say it should have been me, and then super kicks Roman Reigns. I want Austin Theory to possibly be put in a world title push. I want The Rock to come back, but no. What I want is what it seems to be building up to, and I'm happy about it. What I want is the bloodline to be dissolved during 2023. That is my wish.
I think we're coming upon that. I wholeheartedly think that is just right over the horizon. I think we're kind of on the verge of it.
It has to happen at this point. There's nothing else they can do with it.
Because I think once Roman loses one of his titles, or whatever, yeah, everything's just going to start going haywire in the bloodline on the island of relevancy.
Sammy's going to be gone first. Ignore my thumb not fully being able to extend upwards. Sammy's going to be gone first. Solo is going to turn on him. Or, no. Sammy's going to go first. There's going to be some dissension. The Usos are going to lose their tag belts. Roman is going to start getting mad and mad. We're going to build into WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble. It's Solo in the ring. Roman's in the ring. The Rock's music hits. Rock comes down. Solo tosses Roman out. Solo walks out. Rock is the Royal Rumble winner. Solo is there for the heads. He is there for the Samoans. He is there for Alpha and The Rock and all of them.
You got to remember,
Solo's gonna play a main
character
part
in
in this.
NXT was that he was left out. He was
Exactly.
this Samoan from the bloodline that was overshadowed, left out of everything.
And what does
When
he
really
not
there's
do?
another Fatu that's being left out. And
What does he? But what does he not do when they're on the way to the ring? He doesn't throw a number one up. He's only ever done that once, and guess who's talking when he's done it? Sami Zayn. It's not the Usos. It's not his brothers. It's not Roman, his blood. It's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the only one going out of his way to be friends with Solo. Only wrestler in WWE who has done that, by the way. And you can see it. I think Solo won't turn on Sami. I think once Sami's gone, it's all over. But that's my wish. My wish, bloodline dissolved, and Solo is given a decent push in the mid-card at least.
Now, my wish, this is probably the most tame wish on my list. For WWE, push storylines harder and faster for the love of God. Jesus Christ. I'm tired of seeing storylines that build up to fucking nothing.
Dexter Lumis, Miz,
Dexter Lumis, Bray Wyatt,
Johnny,
all of it. Just
Karrion, who got pushed.
I get because they don't have another pay-per-view until the end of January.
Which is stupid.
So they can't have a payoff. Like, they can't have a payoff match on a random episode of Raw or SmackDown or whatever. They have to slowly build this shit. But that is your fault. You don't have a pay-per-view in December. Your next pay-per-view is the end of January. Early February, depending on when it is this year. You did this to yourself. So now you're just creating boring television. The matches are great, and I've seen a lot of people complain about this as well, that there's very little actual wrestling on WWE programming now, especially on SmackDown. Like, you get 3 really good matches, and like the rest of the 2 hours is backstage segments, commentators talking, commercials. So you're getting people that are getting fed up now. The shininess of Hunter is starting to wear off, and people are starting to nitpick and take these little errors into consideration. You have to push these storylines faster. You have to have them actually build up to something. You have to have something happen. You can't have Bray Wyatt keep attacking LA Knight every week and just have Uncle Howdy come out on the stage and laugh. That sets nothing up. Yeah, we have Uncle Howdy now. What does LA Knight do now? Make fun of Uncle Howdy? The Dexter Lumis losing is stupid, first off. No payoff whatsoever. Bronson Reed's back, who gives a shit? I don't care. A lot of people probably don't like that, but I really don't. I don't give a shit. I wasn't a big fan of him in NXT. Not a big fan of him now. Stupid that he just kind of walked in there and all of a sudden he's being paid by The Miz or whatever the hell. These storylines are not having any payoffs. It's a ungodly slow burn that simmers to a halt once Karrion Kross goes in there and doesn't perform. And now both of them have not been seen on TV for like 2 weeks. So, I mean, that's my wish. They just need to push storylines harder and faster and stronger and all that good stuff.
I agree. It feels like they spin their wheels and their pacing's way off.
Well, that's just like what I said. You have 3 matches on SmackDown throughout the night. You have your opening match, like 20 to 30 minutes of commercials and backstage segments. Another match, 15 to 20 minutes of commercials and backstage segments and commentators. And then you have your main event. It's just all too slow.
I've voiced my opinion about this before the cast began with it, kind of with Johnny Gargano and stuff, but it's not just Johnny. It's Karrion, who, as we discussed, has kind of done it to himself in ways. He came back and kind of underperformed. But you have people who have come back and wrestlers who have been here the whole time who haven't been given a chance. Like Dolph Ziggler had the best comeback. Yeah, he was losing, but he was putting on damn good shows and matches. Where's he at now? He's not injured. Oh, yeah, my bad. He got jumped by the Bloodline for them to come out.
I saw a tweet and I loved it. It said Dolph Ziggler showing up every 2 months to get his ass beat at work.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is now. And he's a wrestler that should be able to be in the WWE picture. I honestly believe he could be in the championship picture. I think he could hold it. He has enough fans behind him. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. He's been put against some of the best damn wrestlers in the ring and won against them. You're talking Punk. You're talking Cena. You're talking Randy. You're talking Kofi. You're talking Big E. You're talking, let's see,
He was a sole
Edge.
survivor of like the 2016 Survivor Series. He beat
He's been a sole
Kane,
survivor.
Luke Harper, and Seth Rollins.
I think he's been the sole survivor multiple times.
I think he's beaten Seth. He's beaten
Well,
Roman.
he beat Seth in the Survivor Series match. Granted, that was with Sting, but
Exactly. But he's put on so many damn good matches and beaten some of the best in professional wrestling today and past. It's just, at what point does WWE finally give him the go again? Because his world title reign wasn't even that bad. You go back to it. It was short, but you go back to it and you look at every single aspect of it, and there was not a point where you just want to stop watching and look the other way. All the way through it. It was damn good. And so it's just, at this point, what do you do with wrestlers like Dolph who have given their all for your company and you can't even put them in a nice storyline for even U.S. Championship?
I agree. I love Dolph Ziggler. It just kind of goes back to the AEW thing. They have all this talent, and it's always been a problem with WWE. They've always been pushing the wrong people, and it's still an ongoing thing. Who knows if it'll get fixed? Who knows? But storylines are the biggest problem with me right now, and going into next year, I think that's something that they greatly need to improve on, is getting them actually going. It's not that they're bad storylines. They're good storylines. They just take forever. It's terrible. Now, granted, there are a couple pointless storylines going on right now.
Dexter Lumis, Miz.
I said that with the intention of that being the one that I thought wasn't a bad storyline. It's pointless, yes, but they're both trying to make it work.
They are, but at the same time, it's just... You can only do so much with a dead horse.
And it would be a lot better of a storyline if we aren't 3 months deep now, and they have had like 3 matches.
Well, the matches are so stupid.
Yeah, especially this last one with, like I said, Bronson or Yuki getting involved. It's just stupid.
Well, that was stupid.
Because all that does is prolong it, and now you leave Loomis with like nothing to do. Like, I don't know where do you go with Loomis from here. Don't get Cliff started on this.
It's a storyline that makes no sense at all. It makes
for the love of
no
God,
damn sense.
Have this new Baron Corbin do something.
And he changes his gear every time he comes out to the ring.
I mean, it sounds like we're all in agreement here. I think this is the first one we've all agreed on.
It's so frustrating.
It's not a hard topic.
Well, Cliff, you said your last Christmas wish is a hard topic, so...
This is the hottest take that I could come up with. However, I need it. Now, is this ever going to happen? No. It's like wishing for a pony on Christmas. There's a very slight chance of it happening. Who's the current AEW champion?
MJF.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I fully believe that MJF is going to have a wonderful reign of terror. However, every reign has to come to an end. So, with that, the person I believe to dethrone MJF should be someone from his past.
Well, go ahead, spit it out. You've been dragging it out for this long.
I just want MJF to win at the end of the year. And then all you hear over the PA is the greatest trick the devil ever pulled is making people believe he didn't exist. And Misera Conte plays, and CM Punk comes back out, and CM Punk beats MJF.
This was supposed to be your hottest take.
Yes.
Fairly tame from my eyes, because I think CM Punk coming back is almost a done deal at this point. I feel like it's not as up in the air as they want us to believe.
Oh,
I feel like that. I think that they've got something going on.
Really?
I fully think that they got something going on. As Eli has now muted his mic and he took off his headset and turned off his camera. And the timing of this, I have a wrestling playlist that I listen to every week. Cult of Personality is playing right now, as you were saying this. So, I think that's fate. I think it's already sealed. Now, should he beat MJF?
I think
don't know. I don't know about that. But I fully think that they got a little something going on. they're either already done with him or they've already figured something out with him. I think that Tony Khan was pissed, obviously, after the Brawl Out incident. Go listen to episode 1 if you want to get
episode 1,
that.
callback. That's a big callback.
But I fully think that Tony Khan sat him down, talked to him, said, hey, if you want to fucking do this, we're doing it my way or the highway. Yeah! But... Yeah! I was doing the Fred Durst. Yeah! But I mean, you got me doing the LA Knight. Yeah! But I fully think that they got a little something cooking up back there, so I'm going to say, hold up, let them cook. I would say let them cook. We don't let Russ cook anymore. I say we let Tony Khan cook. I think they've got something going back there. I think CM Punk is not done yet. There's too many things pointing to him not being done. The Elite wouldn't come out and do that on TV unless there was something going on. Because they would have gotten in trouble for that if they did it and it wasn't allowed.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So, yeah, this is my nuclear level take.
Like I said, I don't know if I agree with CM Punk coming back and beating MJF, but I do think CM Punk might be back some point in 2023. Under the AEW banner, nonetheless. Because Tony Khan always says that he is a fan. He is a fan of wrestling. He likes to watch wrestling, likes to see wrestling. That motherfucker is a fan and a mark just like we all are, and he wants to see CM Punk back in the ring just like we all do. Except Eli. Eli's over there shaking his head, but he muted his mic. He forfeited his chance to speak. So...
I'm back, bitches.
I'm just saying, Tony Khan, I think Tony Khan wants him back. He gave him a little slap on the wrist, sat him down, said, hey, don't do that shit again. We'll send you back out there. It'll all be good. We'll make shit tons of money. We'll ride you off into the sun happy. You can go do whatever the fuck you want. You can go get submitted by Mickey Gall again if you want. Doesn't matter. And they wipe their hands clean. And it's over. The CM Punk saga comes to another end. Eli, would you like to say anything now since you're back?
I don't think CM Punk needs to return. I would hope not.
I don't think he needs to, but I think he will.
I want him to.
From
just
anything
to
that happened.
Run it back with MJF.
I don't even think it's from anything that happened. I think we've hit a point now where him coming back is just to play off of a real-life situation that shouldn't have happened in the first place. It's to play off of a thing that if somebody else happens, this happens to somebody else. Like, say, back in the day when The Miz got kicked out of the locker room. A fight would have happened. Miz wasn't a well-known name. And if that happened now, Miz got in a fight with somebody like The Undertaker. Yeah, he would have gotten his ass beat, but beside the point. Play hypothetical with me here. Miz fights The Undertaker. Will The Miz be where he is now? Would he be brought back and pushed? Would any young gun be pushed? CM Punk's not a young gun. CM Punk has been WWE champion, United States champion, and a Continental champion, I do believe. He's been multi-time tag team champion, if I remember correctly. He's been AEW champion. He's been ROH champion. He's not new. He's a veteran to the business. Kenny Omega, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, AEW Champion, AEW Tag Team Champion. Both of these guys have done it in the wrestling world. My problem with it is, it seems like both people have been given slaps on the wrist that should not have happened. CM Punk has given even more of a slap on the wrist than what should have happened. It was assault with a weapon. and some other things that happened that shouldn't have just been able to slide on. I don't think he should be brought back. I don't think he needs to be brought back. A lot of people at this point don't care if he comes back. It's just, you're playing
You
into
say
this.
that, but you know, as soon as he comes back, all the fans are gonna fucking mark out. They're gonna go crazy. Oh my God, CM Punk's back!
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with it, is it's just to get those people that are going to react like that to tune in and go, oh, hey, he's back. This never fully happened, or we're going to play off of it, and he's going to make reference here and reference here because he's the king of pipe bombs. That's all it's building up into. That's all it will build up into. And a situation that you need to sweep underneath the rug is instead going to be brought out into daylight, and there's going to be a lot of problems that come up with it. Do I want it? What I'd like to see the match had this not happened. Absolutely. Another MJF versus CM Punk match? Absolutely. I would like this one to be a street fight or something, like a ladder match maybe. Freaking awesome. Or 2 out of 3 falls, kind of like the Adam Cole Johnny Gargano match, where it's one falls this, second falls this.
Which we talked about last week, by the way.
Exactly. Check out that episode. We go into detail slightly with it. That would have been phenomenal. If this is CM Punk's last professional wrestling match ever, and I mean ever, I'll give it benefit of the doubt.
He comes back, puts his career on the line, and Colt Cabana costs him.
If that happens, absolutely. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, Cliff, so you want this to happen?
Yes.
You don't think it should? You want this? Why? After everything CM Punk's done, you know what he's done. Regardless of if you think he's right, yeah. Why?
It's been referenced in almost every episode we've done.
Everything CM Punk has done. I'm not asking this from a malicious place. Just why?
Because at the end of the day, I watch professional wrestling to feel stories. And what greater story than whatever outcome comes out of this? Let's say the MJF beats CM Punk in this hypothetical. Okay. Then CM Punk's career's over. He puts his career on the line for it, and his career's over. And we finally get that match that's supposed to happen.
You specifically said that your wish was that CM Punk came back and won.
Yes. Because just imagine the chaos that would happen if he did win. Imagine CM Punk not only winning the belt, but then holding on to it. Being able to have the fans behind him. And TK having to keep him. There's a reason I want this to happen, purely just because it would make it for great story, great television, great anything.
Great
I don't think it's going to happen. But, God, I want that story.
See, I'm on the opposite. I don't think it should happen, but I think it will. Like I said, I think they got something going on. I think they're cooking a little something up in the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Let Tony Khan cook, yeah. CM Punk, yeah, he's gonna come back. The cream of the crop always rises to the top, yeah. And you see, MJF says he's better than you, and you know it, but you see, you go one-on-one with a man, you typically have a 50-50 shot. But you see, yeah, when you go against me, you have a 25% chance at best, yeah. You throw Kurt Angle into the mix, yeah. You have a 33 and 1/3 chance of winning at best, yeah. No, but I think it will.
I feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable.
I fully think it will happen. I think CM Punk coming back is almost an inevitability at this point. Regardless of if it's good, if it's bad, I think it's bound to happen. Yeah.
Stop it. Can I give an all-around wish real quick? I just want to give an all around of all the companies.
I was ready to say we each should have one more we each should have one more miscellaneous wish, which we can rattle off real quick if you'd like.
All the major companies, get your heads out of their asses. Everybody wants to see dream matches. I'm not saying that everything has to be perfect.
Oh my god, that's what I have written down too. I say break down the Forbidden Door.
Freaking stop with Forbidden Door. Just knock down the whole damn wall, doorway, everything. I want the territory days back, man. And we're so close to having it with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Muta. We're freaking having so many different freaking New Japan. Carl Anderson, it's going to be at Tokyo Dome against Tama Tonga. Never Openweight Championship. Let him come out with the belt. AEW.
Did you?
Oh my gosh, if they would freaking do, like, NXT Invading Elevation would still do numbers, man. Or like SmackDown, the arena's empty. And then all of a sudden, SmackDown, whole show's empty. They're just doing replays and stuff, and nothing's happening. There's like nothing. And then Rampage happens, and SmackDown wrestlers. You know what that could do? Yes, Cliff, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Did you see the reports that Styles may be at Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh, I would love it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally have that exact... I literally have, under all these, break down the Forbidden Door. If I had a camera, I'd show you, but I don't. So that's mine and Eli's miscellaneous wish.
It needs to happen.
Was that yours as well, or did you have another one?
My other one was basically going to... It's more of a WWE than anything else, but please, wrestling companies, stop. What's the word? Stop pandering to money. Because let's be honest, I've watched every Saudi Arabia show. Have any of them been good?
But that DX and Brothers of Destruction match.
Yes, and Shawn Michaels.
But that Undertaker versus Goldberg match.
Shane McMahon won the fucking wrestling
But
World
Braun
Cup.
Strowman's Battle Royale.
No, that wasn't a Battle Royale. That was the Greatest Royal Rumble, goddammit.
But Titus O'Neil sliding underneath the ring.
Titus World Slide.
But Braun Strowman and Omos. Which, little fun fact, an unnamed wrestling WWE veteran said that Omos taking the titles off of Roman Reigns is almost an inevitability.
Which one was it?
So
I've seen that, but
it was unnamed. They did not say who it was.
Yeah, so
probably for
Virgil.
Better. Probably for the best that they did.
So Virgil's off his rocker again.
Santino.
Wouldn't surprise me. Bro, they need to bring... I say Santino comes back in the Rumble this year. Makes a little entrance. We're sitting there, it's like 18 here. I'd pop. I'd pop for Santino.
Why is every single theme song for you that's in a foreign language Zizza Boy? It's always boy.
No, that literally is. That's his. That literally is. Zimmer boy. Pull it up. It is. And then Santino's is like Simipo Santino or something. I don't know. I never looked at it, but it's what it sounds like. But you know what we have a little extra time for? Today in pro wrestling history. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kicking off today, 1982, World Class Championship Wrestling in the NWA presented Christmas Star Wars from the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. The main event saw a steel cage match between Ric Flair, woo, woo, limousine riding, jet flying, get stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Ric Flair and Kerry Von Erich with the NWA Heavyweight Championship on the line. Michael Hayes served as a special referee and towards the end of the bout, dragged Von Erich on top of an unconscious Flair to help Von Erich secure the title and bring glory to WCCW. Von Erich, however, refused to win the match this late and called Hayes out on his tactics. As a result, Hayes awarded the match to Flair, and then, as Von Erich exited the ring, Hayes' fabulous Freebirds partner, Terry Gordy, smashed the cage door on his head, thus kicking off the legendary feud between the Von Erich family and the Freebirds. 1985, 3 years to the day since the start of the feud between the Von Erichs and the fabulous Freebirds. At Christmas Star Wars 82, WCCW presented the 1985 version in the same reunion arena in Dallas, Texas. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up. Like I said, that intro kind of took everything out of me. The six-man tag main event pitted the Von Erich brothers, Kerry, Kevin, and Lance, against the Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts. The Von Erichs were victorious, thus bringing down the curtain on the long-lasting feud. 3 years that feud ran. 1994, Smoky Mountain Wrestling held Christmas Chaos 94 at the James White Civic Coliseum in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Big Red Mayor was not the mayor yet, but I'm sure he was still putting out some controversial tweets. In the main event, the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, snared the SMW tag team titles from the Gangstas, Mustafa Saeed and New Jack. Also God. On the card, I bet that match was, hold on, the Rock and Roll Express versus the Gangstas. New Jack versus Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. I bet that match was fucking crazy. Also on the card, Cactus Jack and Tracy Smothers bested Chris Candido and Boo Bradley, who's Balls Mahoney, in a Wild Falls Count Anywhere tag team match. In 2017, a rare live Christmas Day episode of Monday Night Raw from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, home of the 2nd Street Saint chick magnet Phil Brooks himself. The main event saw Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins defeat The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. And in 2020, on a special Christmas Day edition of Friday Night SmackDown, Big E defeated Sami Zayn to win the IC title in a lumberjack match. Notable wrestling birthdays today are Miro /Rusev, Raka Khan, and Chris Harris.
Am I allowed to
Eli,
date the episode real quick? Am I allowed to date the episode real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, we're recording this on, it's now Wednesday, it was Tuesday. So, NXT was tonight. I'm going to run through everything real quick. Cole Hayes versus Axiom. Hayes won. Zoe Stark versus Nikita Lyons. Zoe Stark won. Women's Tag Team Championship match. Kate Carter and Katina Trance versus Toxic Attraction and two people who I don't give a damn about. Team KK won. Roxanne had an interview, whatever. Apollo Crews speak, no one cares. Elektra Lopez won. Elektra Lopez is back. She beat Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell got hurt during the match, whatever. New Day Tag Team title match. New Day won. Grayson Waller called out Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker ran into the ring. Braun Breaker tried tackling Grayson, and fell to the ground unconscious. Grayson took off the vest, metal plate. Show ended.
They pulled the fucking Bret Hart spot.
This is why no one watches NXT.
That's fair. However, can I prove to you all really fast that Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy?
It's Curtis Axel. Leave me alone.
This is the chorus of Shatter. Bray Wyatt's theme. Die for me, brother. Love one another. Lie for me, brother. Use me for cover.
So you're thinking that it's his...
I was about to say, I heard that the first time I listened to it.
I still think they should have used White Rabbit.
I also think so, but...
The Jefferson Airplane song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably
I like the
want to
intro
keep paying
to it.
royalties on it.
I like the intro to Shadow, but...
I enjoyed that Code Orange has made all of Bray Wyatt's themes.
Yeah, they're very consistent with all that. and I enjoy that. I enjoy like when they do stuff like that, like Motorhead with Triple H, for example.
Yeah.
When they do that, but kind of wrap us up here. My story of the week. And since it's Christmas, hey, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not a depressing story like the last two have been. Not thought provoking. Not existentially threatening.
I have enough dread in my life. Okay.
This is a joke. This is a joke. Okay. This is a joke.
My life.
All right. So, a guy walks into a bar and orders 3 beers. The bartender pours them for him. He then takes equal sips from each beer and proceeds to do so until the glasses are empty. He pays and leaves. He does this every day for a week before the bartender decides to ask what it's all about. The bartender asks, why do you come in here and order 3 beers and then take equal sips from all of them until they're empty? The guy replies, well, I've got 3 brothers. We used to meet up every evening for a beer, but they had to move out of town, so we've decided that each of us will drink 3 beers every day, 1 for each of us. Bartender's curiosity is satisfied. Guy continues to do this for about a month until the day comes. He says, and he only orders 2 beers. Bartender walks up, puts his arm around him, and says, I'm sorry for your loss. The guy, confused, asks, what do you mean? Like, just confused. And the bartender says, well, you normally get 3 beers, and now you're down to 2. He goes, so one of your brothers must have died. And the dude kind of laughs. He says, oh, no, nobody died. I just decided to quit drinking. Get it?
Austin, it would have been funny if I wasn't the one who told you that joke.
I don't remember you telling me that joke in the slightest. I do not.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm sorry, but the fake laugh got me.
I should have just said Eli's first draft, and that would have been a pretty good joke.
Oh, did you guys listen to the song I sent in the group Snapchat earlier?
No.
What song? So, I sent a song in the Snapchat earlier.
I don't think you did.
He did. I just never clicked on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
just the name of it alone. Yes. My morning cook came in today. I love her to death. I hope she finds the podcast eventually. I'm not going to tell her about it. But she came into work today, and she was like, you have to hear this song. And I'm like, what? That's never good with you. And she started playing it for me. And I shit you not, it's this dude who had a snowman out on his front yard. And then he woke up the next morning, and there was a full-on pecker right there in it. Like someone had made it.
Nice.
That's the entire premise of the song. Speaking of songs, did you guys know there's Christmas trap music out there now?
Yep, I listen to it every holiday season.
While.
It's my workout playlist during December.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
We might actually have to kick you off the podcast now. There's going to be some serious deliberation after this episode's over.
God.
That's like listening to the trap remix like Beethoven.
Hey. DMX is, Christmas gonna give it to you?
Every time I think of DMX, I think of Deadpool.
Yeah.
They also have
X is gonna give it to you. I also think of New Jack, because New Jack always used to hold up the X.
Yeah.
We're just gonna skim.
Did you just say Star Wars?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Star Wars trap or DMX in Star Wars?
Star Wars trap.
Yeah, bro, you gotta be gone. That's foul.
Ooh, that's 2 fouls back to back, Austen.
That's downright dastardly. That's some nefarious behavior.
It's not nefarious. That's just straight degenerate.
Could you call
All right.
degeneration?
I think we've come to the end of this podcast.
God.
No,
it's
we
been
just
a good
got
run.
Sponsor.
I mean, it's been a good run. I mean, we won't catch you down the road. This is it. This is the final stop.
I got hit on the road.
It's over.
This was fun.
Okay, so when we do a last episode, it has to be There's No More down the road. We finally hit our last stop.
It definitely will be.
We finally hit our destination.
You've already got me thinking about what I'm going to say, signing off for the last time. I'm going to get emotional if I think about it anymore. I can't. I'm going to cry.
Well, it's going to be a long time from now, so.
Long time coming.
You know who else was coming? MVP.
Rhea Ripley? Oh.
No, Santa's going to be coming
Sachs.
down your chimney.
Xavier Woods on the NXT Women's title.
No. That was Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox.
Remember?
Yeah, that was Brad Maddox, buddy.
And Paige was licking it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I never watched the video.
The highlight of her career.
God, I really hope we get big at some point, but then some of the shit we say, I also hope we don't.
I'll say it to her face. I don't care.
Oh, will ya? I'm sure you
will.
would.
She ruined herself.
You'd probably get in front of her and
completely.
start trembling, shaking like a goddamn leaf.
She does not scare me. Who she's with, on the other hand, he scares me.
Who's she with?
Some metal singer. Self-proclaimed
I don't
metal singer.
know who.
Let me rephrase that.
I don't know who she's with, but it doesn't really matter because we're about to wrap this puppy up and take her home for the holiday season.
We'll unwrap it next week on our after Christmas episode. I don't know.
Well, next Sunday would be
New Year's.
New Year's, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
Man,
When-
Christmas
by the-
is only 4 days away now, Eli.
Hey.
At the time of recording, it's only 4 days
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
We're recording in advance.
For those of you
So-
listening, Christmas is tomorrow.
Yeah, Christmas might be... Christmas is today, actually, because I upload these at like 5:30. Well, no, it'll probably go up tomorrow. I'll probably upload it early. I'll probably upload it Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Whenever you listen to this, this is definitely talk that should not have happened on the podcast. But whenever you are listening to this, whenever you are listening to this, I hope your holidays will be swell. Will continue to be swell. Wish you well.
Hey, whoa.
You and your
here.
family.
Let's run down the list.
We
Happy
forgot
Yule,
Stan Hansen.
Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Happy holidays to everyone at Anchor.
Yeah. Especially Anchor. Thank you for getting us this shirt for Austen.
Putting up
Yeah.
with our bullshit so far.
Yeah, when am I getting that shirt, Eli? You're in charge of that. When am I getting that shirt?
Whenever it comes
in. And when it comes in, I'll let you know.
I want to see the design beforehand, because if I'm going to wear it, I want it to look good. God damn it, I don't care what it says. I just want it to look good.
It's got to be the same print as the I'm Your Mommy shirt.
I could probably get that. I could get that.
I've already got ideas in my head, bro. I've got
Stan
ideas
Hansen.
running around.
2024.
What about
we already
him?
made that joke. Stan Hansen's the best pro wrestler. The stiffest.
All right, so
Let me
we
change it.
got
He's
Stan
the
Hansen. I
stiffest.
don't know anything about 2024.
Something
2024.
about 2024.
I
being
ain't
the year
doing a
Stan
bit
Hansen
again.
Returns and beats Roman Reigns for the Universal Undisputed title.
I set Cliff up for
Making
a bit
it-
last week, and he shattered it. This man couldn't remember Stan Hansen. I had to say Hatan Sanson for this bitch to remember. Freaking couldn't remember shit about it.
It's your bit. It's not my bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he doesn't have to remember. He just has to remember his bit.
Yeah. It's not like I'm trying to steal the outro from Austen every week.
I only did that twice.
Yeah, only twice. Out of 15 episodes.
Enough to have
so
him
13
worried.
episodes I didn't do it.
But no.
Hey,
Honestly,
I'm a good caster, so I can come up with shit on the fly. It's my entire
Honestly,
job.
though, with this Kota Ibushi being a free agent next year, 2023 is going to be wild, but it's not going to compare to 2024.
It's not going to be the
Facts.
2024
That's for true.
free agent mayhem. We're still doing this at that point.
Yeah, for real. If we're still doing this, that'd be crazy. Hopefully, we'll have more than like 100 listeners by that point.
Bruh, by that point, I'll have to come up with a new catchphrase.
be the new Rojo.
No, but then that'll kill the mystique of it all. We have to have the same thing every week.
Oh god.
No matter what it was, you could be like, this year 2024 is, and then afterwards we can be like, 2024 was the craziest year. Whether it was or not doesn't matter. We gotta keep the big going.
Stan Hansen's die. If he dies, I'm not saying it.
You have to.
The man
dies in 2024.
The man's dead. Well, thanks, Cliff, for putting that one in the universe.
I'm ready to say you just willed it into existence. But anyway, wrapping it up here, we got Stan Hansen. Why are you covering your face like that? What are you doing? I've tried to wrap this up like 3 times, and you guys wanted to keep talking. You're losing it over there. What's going on?
Cliff just killed Stan Hansen.
Cliff did, in fact, kill Stan Hansen. That is fact. That's true. You heard it here first on the Ace and Hole podcast. Stan Hansen will die in 2024.
Allegedly.
Dear God.
Anyway, now that we've wished death upon some dude that doesn't even know who we are, Cliff, I should say, not us, not me or Eli, Cliff did.
The rest of you just did.
Cliff is definitely going to get like the meatiest, fucking dirtiest lariat ever from Stan Hansen just because he said that. Anyway,
I'm gonna walk into the restaurant tomorrow. He's just gonna be standing there at the counter.
In his fucking cowboy hat.
I'm gonna end up back out in the parking lot.
You're gonna be selling that shit like fucking Wheeler Yuta, like Ricochet.
No, I'm gonna sell it like how The Rock stole the stunner.
Yeah, no shit. How Austin Theory sold the stunner.
Yep.
Anyway, regardless, we're wrapping it up here. Love all of you. Love yourselves. Love your family. Eli's still losing it over there. I mean, what more would you want from a holiday episode? I mean, really. Death. All we were missing is taxes.
I gotta go to work in 5 hours.
I think that wraps it up for the Ace in a Hole podcast holiday special. As always, I've been Austin. With me, my brother Cliff, lifelong friend Eli. Love yourselves. Love each other. Have a great, great holiday season. Take care of yourselves. Re-energize. Recharge. Kick ass. Get out there. Do what you want. Don't let anyone else stop you from what you want to do. And always remember, the world may be ever changing. The world may always come knocking at your door. But we've got you covered right here, because we're your Ace in the Hole. And we'll catch you on down the road.